Welcome back to the Live Out Loud Show. I'm your host, Brooke Thomas, and today I'm so excited because I'm just going to speak to you from my heart about some of the conversations I'm having with different clients and what I'm seeing. And I'm actually going to land with some questions that I believe will really help you to be self-aware of where you're at, where you want to go, where you might be challenged right now, and what you need to do about it. And the first thing I want to do is I want to read something to you that I put in my stories a couple of weeks ago, and it got a lot of traction. I had a lot of people reach out to me, and I just wanted to start off by talking about this one word, reputation. Reputation is everything in business. I've actually been talking a lot about not only reputation, but integrity, humility. A lot of times you'll catch me saying, keep it classy, ladies. What comes out of your mouth is so important. Who you choose to partner with, very important. What you choose to align yourself with, agree with, it's all important because people are watching and you want to align with things with people that line up with your core values and who you are and what you believe and what you want your clients and the people that you work with to believe about you. And so I want to just read something to you that I wrote. I actually ended up posting it on Instagram and it got a lot of traction. So I just want to read this to you first. I want you to think about this first, okay? Here's what it says. Commitment and reputation go hand in hand. Your commitment is what you consistently do when it's exciting and when it's not. It's the quiet decision to keep showing up even when no one's watching. Your reputation is what others consistently experience from you. It's not built in a day, but it can speak louder than any brand strategy or sales pitch ever will. Ooh, that's a good one, isn't it? I mean, we've been talking about the summer of sales the last few months because I like to zig when everybody zags, or like I like to zag when everybody zigs. And I like to talk about the uncomfortable, not so sexy topic of sales because our life is sales and it's not a bad thing. I always say you've got to sell your children to brush their teeth. You've got to, make sure that people understand the problem that you can help them solve and why their life is going to be better with the solution that you're going to bring to them. But your reputation matters. Your integrity matters. Your humility matters. How you treat others, honor. It's not just a virtue. It's a strategy in business and in sales. But you've got to be authentic about it, right? You can't just slap on the word, kingdom or faith or honor if you actually are not living it out and you actually don't believe it. People can feel it. People know it. And this is where you can always practice and become better. And this is why the only thing I know to do constantly to take the pressure off myself is point people back to Jesus, point people back to the Word of God, point people to worship, allow them to have the experience that I've had in order to shift, change, and heal my heart. And everything does flow from our heart. So the more you heal your heart, the more you become trustworthy and more trustworthy, and your reputation, becomes that, the better you will be as a leader and in sales and all the things. So the rest of what I put is, I wrote this. ChatGPT did not write this, by the way. I wrote this. In business, growth doesn't just come from talent or timing. It comes from being a person others can trust over time. So stay committed, guard your reputation, because how you show up is as important as what you offer. Boom. Okay, so you're probably going to want to re-listen to that because it was really good, right? Okay, so the other thing I want to do is I want to give you 7 questions. I gave a client these questions. I'm always giving clients that reach out to me questions to ponder on, questions to think about. I did this even last week in our elite mastermind group because I'm finding in business, and this happens all the time. I've seen this for the last 20 years. There's always like 2 groups of people that I see in business for, the women that I serve over time. This is what I've seen. I've got the women that have been praying for more. They have been working so hard consistently and they start to grow and they start to expand. And then all of a sudden they shift into striving, overwhelm. And all of a sudden they feel like they have to do more. And it's not as exciting as they thought. And it's not as peaceful as they thought. And listen, that's going to happen sometimes in business. You've got to regroup, reshift, recalibrate. But oftentimes it's because we're not assessing, we're not being self-aware. We're not really doing things the way we said we were going to do them. We were just happy to expand and grow. And it's time sometimes to just reevaluate and shift and realize what's working, what's not. What do you love? What do you not love? Where do you need to raise your prices? Where do you need to have a better strategy? Where do you need to have a better system? That's just business. Every time you grow to the next level, you've got to reevaluate. And then I've got the second group of people that seem to, I don't want to say this, but I'm just going to have to say it. They seem to say they are trying and they're doing all the things and they're not seeing any results. And so they're frustrated and they're about to quit. But quite frankly, 98% of the time when I evaluate their businesses and what they're doing, and this is why we need accountability, is that we think we're doing things and sometimes they're not the things that are really going to grow, or we're really not doing the things. I'm telling you, if you work it, it will work. If you do certain things, you will always grow. We're not always promised a timeline because in the middle of growing, we are being stretched. We're being molded and made into the person that we're supposed to carry the mantle that we're meant for. But if we quit too soon, we'll never see that. We'll never feel that. And it gets hard. Sometimes people don't want to hear no. They don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to be humiliated if they mess up or it's not what they thought. And so they just hide, quit, slow down, or take a break, or just say, oh, it's not working. And so I just want to encourage you that I want to ask you, are you working it really the way you say it? And have you given it a long enough time? I always say, what if it does take you 5 years to get to $500,000 a year or $1 million or whatever your number is, and you impact a lot of people? What if it takes you 5 years? What if 10 years from now you knew you could be on the other side, but you quit at year 7? It's always worth it if you're doing what you're called to do. Okay, so here are my 7 questions, and I'll put them in the show notes too, okay? But I really want you to be thinking about this. Pretend we're just sitting across from each other, and I'm just looking at you in the eyes, or you can close your eyes, and then you can go back and really evaluate these questions, okay? You ready? Okay, number 1, what's the biggest area you feel disappointed with and why? Oftentimes I have people come to me and they're like, I'm just really disappointed with where I'm at. I'm disappointed with my growth. I'm disappointed that I'm not here or there. So I just want to ask you, if you are disappointed right now with where you're at in your business, what's the biggest area that you feel disappointed in? Can you identify it? Because you've got to be super clear, not just a general theme of disappointment, but what's the biggest area you feel disappointed in and why? And then what was the expectation? You've got to understand and be able to articulate, well, this was my expectation. Because sometimes if we go back and we think about the expectation, maybe it was you just haven't given it enough time. Maybe you weren't as clear. And the next question to this is still under number 1 is, why wasn't it met? Why wasn't that expectation met? Can you clearly define why? This will help. This is a game changer in your business. Most people cannot even answer all 3 very clearly, but they're still saying they're upset or disappointed. Once you actually take time to answer these questions, you will feel so much more empowered to get to the next solution or your answer or the next best thing you need to do so you can get out of the funk. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, that's just all under number 1. Number 2, what do you love that you're doing right now? It is so important that you stay on top of the things that you love and you implement those every single day, because you want to love what you do. What do you love that you're doing right now? Do more of that. Do more of that. Love what you do. Number 3, I know this is a strong word, but I'm just going to be real. What do you hate that you're doing right now? Because if you hate something, you shouldn't be doing it. If it's really low on the list and you literally hate it, you should delegate it. You should find a way to not do it, because you're going to become a martyr and you're not going to be able to continue to grow and be happy, and it's just not going to go well. So, or you just need to get better at it and learn to love it if it's something that you're just not good at. But if you really hate it and you're never going to love it, don't do it. Sorry. I know it's harsh, but I've never seen anybody that hates something that actually ends up being successful and has a happy life. And we want you to have a happy, healthy life. Number 4, what is your dream of what you would like to have happen faster? So pick an area that you just feel like, it's just your dream is going too slow. What do you want to have happen faster? And then once you identify that, like only you know how you can light a fire under it. And maybe you need to hire some other people. Maybe you need to just double down on that. Maybe you just need to realize that it's going at the pace that it's supposed to. Talk to some other people that have gone before you and find out. Okay, number 5, where in your business are you striving or feeling pressure? Why do you think you're operating that way? Where in your business are you striving or feeling pressure? Why do you think you're operating that way? That's really important to evaluate in your business right now. Number 6, what excuse, habit, or mindset are you holding on to that's actually keeping you stuck, causing you to doubt or feel like you're playing smaller than you want? Where have you been justifying inaction, inconsistency, or confusion? So number 5 and number 6 goes back to those 2 groups of people that I talked about. The first group that is striving, feeling pressured because they created it and they're excited. Maybe it's you. You're like, oh my gosh, I finally got to this place, but now I feel all these things. Well, I believe that the Lord wants you to abide in him. I believe you're supposed to rest in your work, meaning peace. That doesn't mean taking a nap, but means you're supposed to have peace, which means you might need to reevaluate some things. Okay. You're not meant to strive. If it doesn't line up with God's word, then it's not from him. So, we've got to reevaluate some things. Maybe you're working with some people that you shouldn't. Maybe you should raise your prices with the people that you do love. I mean, don't raise the prices with people that you love. I don't mean it that way. I just mean like charge more with the people that you love if you're doing a great job and you're overloaded with work. It's, it's just the way it needs to be in order to not be overwhelmed sometimes as you become better and you grow. Supply and demand. And then number 6 is more about, where are you making excuses where you can really, really be honest and say, okay, you know what? I have been justifying, I've been inconsistent, I've been confused, so I've got to get clear. And then number 7, you know what number 7 is? My favorite. Are you ready? If I could pop, not champagne, but if I could pop some confetti right now, that's what I would do. And I'd be like, pop confetti. Because number 7 is, where can you celebrate? You've got to celebrate. Celebrate. Every single day, you should have one thing that you should celebrate. At the end of the day, what can I celebrate today? What was good today? It will just help you. It'll help your mental health. It'll help your mental wellness. It'll help you to understand how far you've come. People just don't take time to celebrate as much as they should. So I like to say, you go girl. You go girl. Have a go girl moment. Okay. All right. Let me know what you think about these questions. Let me know how we can help you in the Live Out Loud network. And I'm just glad that we connected, and I would love to hear from you. You can always follow me on Instagram at Live Out Loud Brooke. DM me there. Get on my text list. Do whatever you can. Read the book, Activate Your Impact. Do whatever you can to get into my network, my world, so I can hear from you. I want to know what's going on with you. I want to know about your business. I want to know how these questions impacted you and how we can go deeper together. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Before you go, I have something really special for you. My brand new book, Activate Your Impact, A Guide to Living Out Loud in Business, Life, and Faith, is officially an international bestseller, and I want you to get your hands on it. If you're ready to break free from fear, build with bold faith, and walk confidently in your God-given calling, this book was written for you. Inside, I walk you through 12 powerful activations to help you step into your purpose, expand your influence, and finally live the abundant life God prepared for you. And when you grab your copy, guess what? I have, of course, 3 incredible free bonuses too. I have been getting so much feedback about all of the bonuses in this book. I'm so grateful to share this with you. Your next level of impact is waiting. Do not wait. Click the link in the show notes below, or just search Activate Your Impact on Amazon to get your copy today.